I like the dog. It's friendly.
Hello, and welcome back to my channel Box Office Poison. My name is Moxie McMurder, and in this video, I want to talk about 1952's Sudden Fear. I'm a big Joan Crawford fan, and I was convinced I'd already seen Sudden Fear, but I think I was getting it confused with a different film entirely, and so I was really glad that I put it on the other night. Not only is the story great, but the performances, particularly from Joan Crawford, are a masterclass of classic cinema. The cinematography is top class, and it's just a really well-crafted thriller. So let's get into it. This noir thriller is based on the book by Edna Sherry, and was directed by David Miller, whose filmography I'm not overly familiar with, but I suspect the next video I upload will be one of his, so look out for that. Joan Crawford plays Myra Hudson, a wealthy playwright who we first meet sitting in at an audition for her new play. The role requires a certain kind of man, and Myra just can't see this guy in the role.
He has to be the kind of charm boy that makes every woman in the audience sit right up and go, the instant he walks on that stage.
This particular actor is none other than Jack Palance, the man whose face was carved from solid rock. He plays Lester Blaine, and his reaction to being told that he's not suitable for the role is to go on a rant about Casanova.
In your own native city of San Francisco, there's an art gallery in the Legion of Honor in which there's an oil painting of Casanova. It's quite obvious that you've never seen this painting. For your information, Miss Hudson, this is what Casanova looked like. He had big ears, a scar over one eye, a broken nose, and a wart on his chin, right here. I suggest, Miss Hudson, that when you return to San Francisco, you visit this gallery and see this painting.
Sometime later, we catch up with Myra again. Her play is a success, and she's on the train to San Francisco. It just so happens that Jack Palance is on the same train. He apologizes for his outburst at the audition and concedes that he wasn't right for the part, and his pride got the better of him. As the train continues on, Myra is swept off her feet by the charismatic actor, and after a whirlwind romance, they marry. All is going well for Lester and Myra until one day, Myra overhears a secret conversation between Lester and his mistress, played as a deliciously wicked femme fatale, Gloria Graham. They plot to murder Myra to get her money, but the tables are turned when, after a long dark night of the soul for Myra, she takes matters into her own hands. I'm going to leave it there in terms of the plot. The film may be 70 years old, but I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't already seen the film. Part of why I like making these videos is introducing people to films they might not have heard of before. So yes, it seems silly to bring up spoilers for such an old film.
You're spoiling it! You're spoiling everything!
But I really do want you to check it out. For me, part of what makes this film so special, and a perfect vehicle for Crawford, is the reliance on non-verbal communication in the second half of the film. Joan started as a dancer, but she made appearances in a slew of silent movies, before her first talkie, Untamed, in 1929. Her old-school, even for the time, performance in Sudden Fear is likely to turn many modern cinemagoers off. But for me, and I'm sure a lot of others, this performance is absolutely magnetic. She manages to cycle through about 20 different emotions, all within the space of a few minutes, and all through her face and body language. It's absolutely fantastic to watch. Joan Crawford was also an executive producer on the film and was heavily involved in all aspects of the production. She personally hired Lenore J. Coffey as the film's screenwriter, David Miller as director, and suggested Elmer Bernstein as composer. She insisted on Charles Lang being hired as the film's cinematographer, and that's a really smart choice. In the New York Times obituary, they note Lang as a self-described woman's photographer. He was noted for the lighting and the camera movements that flattered actresses, and while he was already known, he would go on to greater fame as the cinematographer of films like Some Like It Hot, The Magnificent Seven, and Charade. Lang was nominated for Best Black and White Cinematography at something. Oscars? Yeah, probably Oscars. Lang was nominated for Best Black and White Cinematography at the Academy Awards that year, but lost to Robert Surtees for The Bad and the Beautiful. I haven't seen a lot of Jack Palance's filmography. As a kid, I grew up with him as Curly in City Slickers, and then as a teen, I became familiar with Shane.
Pick up the gun.
But that's it. So it was nice to see him as a younger man and see the intensity that he brought to the character of Lester. Jack Palance is an actor who can hold his own against Crawford's intensity and magneticism on screen, and he's able to play both sides of his character with ease. Sudden Fear was a critical and box office success and was nominated for 4 Academy Award nominations, including Best Actress for Joan, but she lost out to Shirley Booth for her performance in Come Back, Little Sheba. Jack Palance was also nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, but lost to Anthony Quinn in Viva Zapata. Palance would go on to credit Sudden Fear as the role that led directly to his iconic and memorable performance in Shane in 1953. Gloria Graham wasn't nominated for Sudden Fear, but she did win the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for her performance in The Bad and the Beautiful. If you haven't seen Sudden Fear, I definitely recommend it. It's a great story with plenty of scenery-chewing performances that are just sublime to watch. It also has a firm hold of the tension and suspense that you need for a story like this, and it's so effective at creating that tension that the addition of some light jump scares are actually pretty effective. I loved every second of the film, and I hope that you do too. If you've seen it before, leave a comment below and tell me what you thought. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do.
Julie, do the thing.
Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and hit the like button to help feed the YouTube gods. They are starving. If you really like this video and would like to help support my channel, you can buy me a coffee. I'll leave a link to my account in the description box below. And believe me when I say that every coffee is a big help and is gratefully received. Have a great day, stay hydrated, but more importantly, stay spooky.